friend gets them for me. Usually because she buys them for herself and she's 5'0" nothing, and they're too long for her. So
That's a good friend. I've been the cantor, the like associate cantor at Avenue. Has lost a lot of weight recently, and sometimes I'll go and dog sit and everywhere I go, which is I want to be clear, not something I do as an intern, but something I do because wow, I love her dog. She's so cute.
Yes.
And she lives directly across from Park Avenue, so yeah, so it's very convenient. But every time I go, she's like, "Oh, I have all these clothes that you should try on. They don't fit me anymore." And when she says that, she's got entire closets of clothes. She's like, "Oh, here, anything in this closet or this closet."
First of all, 2 closets are completely.
That's like a fifth of her closet space. I mean, Park Avenue, man, it's a different life.
It is. I went to high school. It's very different.
I was like, huh, what a world.
I did not understand class until I entered middle school. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a real,
I understand now.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating. But start singing on page 636. 636, Yedid Nefesh.
Shabbat Shalom. So I wonder if in some ways this week that included a holiday might have us already that much more prepared to enter into the sanctuary of Shabbat, that way that we might be a little more relaxed than otherwise. We might feel a little more ready to delve into this feeling that the invitation gives us of Shabbat, to release the work of the week, release all the things we do all week to try to fix or adjust or profit or control. We can just loosen that grip and relax a little bit into this time that's about just enjoying being alive, just being grateful for the simple things about being alive. That's what Shabbat invites us into. But I also know that this particular week, there's a lot of worry happening in our country. And maybe you're worried right now. And so that is the invitation of this Shabbat, is to put down those worries as well. We just sang Yedid Nefesh, which is about this idea of this love affair that our people have with God, this idea that our souls are yearning for this closeness with the eternal. And what Shabbat is about is a taste of that eternality, a taste of remembering the timeline we're actually on, which is not a weekly timeline or a monthly timeline or even a 4-year timeline. It is a timeline that is so vast we can't even really comprehend it. And we're part of that. Our souls are part of that eternality, and we tap into it every Shabbat. Get a little taste of belonging to something so much bigger than we are. And so that is the invitation. Maybe you're already pretty relaxed and you can just slide on into the relaxation of Shabbat. But if you're holding worry, or if you're stuck in this temporal moment, remember that in the moment is also the eternal. And we're part of that too. And we're going to be singing to the Eternal One with our souls that long for that connection, reminding ourselves who we really are. We're more than the headlines. We're more than the job we do. We're more than the to-do list of today. So that leads us to sing out in joy and to remember joy as part of our being and existence. So we're going to turn to page 130 with Lechu Neranina. Come, let us sing out together.
Lechu Neranina, Ladonai, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Nikan Bafanav, Bitoda, Bismirot, Narialo, Dididai-dai-dai-dai, Dididai-dai-dai, Dididai-dai-dai-dai, One more time. Continue Psalm 96, page 131. Shiru Ladonai, Shirada, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Asru milom neyom Yeshuato, Sapru v'goyim kevodo, Kol ha'amim nifleot
anan varafet seviva, tzedek umishpat nichon kiso.
Page 135.
Yodu Shimcha Adol Benora, Yodu Shimcha Gadol Benora. Try that again. Yodu together. Shimcha Gadol Benora, Kadosh, Kadoshu, 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 Yodu Shimcha. Yodu Shimcha Gadol Benora, Yodu Shimcha Gadol Benora, Kadoshu, Kadoshu, Kadoshu. Just our voices. Yodu Shimcha. Yodu Shimcha Gadol Benora. One more time. Yodu Shimcha Gadol Benora. As we usher in this day of Shabbat, this day of peace, we may find ourselves still feeling held back by the clutches of anxiety, obligation, overwhelm. The world can feel so full of noise, but here in sacred community, we find the space to rest and listen to the voice of light and love and oneness that we so deeply need. I invite us to take a moment to sit and listen to the quiet, recognizing that even in that, we are surrounded by the melody of the world, the vibrations of our space and our bodies, our hearts beating a complex rhythm with one another, our breath like the ruach, the divine breath of the eternal, our bodies and spirits singing in harmony even when we cease using our voices. We just listen. And then I invite you to feel ever more empowered to use your voices, beginning with a gentle hum, or an ooh, or whatever feels comfortable for you. Just keep going, breathing when you need to. As we sing, we can feel our bodies gently vibrating, our voices tuning to one another or veering off. Holy sound in unity and difference. And if you feel any uncertainty or self-consciousness as we continue to sing and pray together, you may find yourself reassured by the simple reminder I give myself every time I sing. You don't have to love the sounds you make. You just have to love the people you are singing to and singing with. And in this space, in this community of prayer and song and love and togetherness, may you find it as easy to feel the love for and from everyone here as I do. We continue on page 18 with Psalm 29, hearing and feeling the powerful voice, the majestic voice of Adonai, thundering in our hearts, shattering our fears like the cedars, as we hear ourselves as echoes of God's voice in ourselves. נעשה במחשבה תחילה, להדודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 4, התנדרי, באבק מילי, שבגדי תפארתך מי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, בורך אל נפשי גלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. 8, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש, פן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. יי די די, יי די די, יי די די, יי די די די, יי די די די, יי די די, יי די די, יי די די, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 140.
צדיק קטן יפרח, כארז הלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובו בשבע, דשני ברעננים יחיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולת בו.
Shabbat Shalom. 248 years ago yesterday, our American forebears declared that they wanted new leadership. Some of them did. And this week, our country has been in a painful conversation about what kind of leadership we need. It also just so happens that this week the Torah is asking that same question. We find ourselves in Parshat Korach, just about halfway into the book of Numbers, or Bimidbar, in the wilderness. And the Parsha is named for a man, Korach, who thought that he should be the leader of the Israelites. And it opens on a direct face-to-face confrontation between Korach and Moses. Vayikach Korach, the Parsha opens. Korach took the son of Ischar, son of Kohat, son of Levi, with Datan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and On, son of Pelet, descendants of Reuben, to rise up against Moses, together with 250 Israelites, chieftains of the community, chosen in the assembly, men of repute. And they combined against Moses and Aaron, and they said to them, Rav lachem, ki chol ha'eda kulam kidoshim. You have gone too far, for all of the community are holy, all of them. And Adonai is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourself above Adonai's congregation? When Moses heard this, the Torah tells us he fell on his face. He literally fell face down onto the ground. Commenting, Abraham ibn Ezra compares him to a prophet when receiving a prophecy, which apparently this was a common posture for receiving a prophecy. Chizkuni suggests that he was ashamed. Had he misused his authority? Was he in the wrong? And he went face first to the ground to offer a prayer. The confrontation is confusing. Korach is using egalitarian language, declaring that there has been an injustice, an illegitimate usurpation of authority. All the community are holy. Why do you raise yourself above Adonai's congregation? Has Moses actually done this? There's not much evidence to support it. He didn't even want to lead, remember that? And recently in Parshat Be'alotecha, he begged to be released from his role. And when God gave him 72 people to share his leadership with, his response was wishing that everyone would be able to share it with him also. Has Aaron abused his power? There's not really evidence that Aaron has done anything since the consecration of the tabernacle other than his prescribed role commanded by God. So what is going on here? The rabbis see this moment as a test of character, a contrast between two archetypes of leaders represented by Moses and Korach. Almost every commentator notes that the Parsha opens with the word vayikach. He took. Korach took. The verb took, vayikach, has no object in the sentence. He took what? He just took. The verb has no object because it's not actually describing an action. It's describing his character. He's a person who takes, the rabbis say, who thinks he deserves, who's in it for himself, for whom leadership is fundamentally about him. He cloaks that motivation with egalitarian language, but we can see through it. As Kedushat Levi says, this is, quote unquote, Korach took. He wanted that he take the opportunity and no one else. Moses, on the other hand, is more humble than, quote, any other person on the face of the earth, as Torah just declared 4 chapters ago in this book of the Torah. When confronted with 250 men trying to seize his power, his response is to fall on his face. Aaron's response is to remain utterly silent. These are exemplars of humility for our tradition. And for Moses, our tradition has it, this is about service, it's about giving. It's about giving to something larger than himself. And even though, because he's the one in power, it could look like he's holding himself above the congregation, the truth of his character shines through. I don't claim to know what should happen next in this country. And I'm not allowed to take sides or say anything about it anyway. But what our rabbis say about this parsha is that we all have a bit of Moses and we all have a bit of Korach in us. We all have some measure of humility and some measure of arrogance. We all have some part of us that is giving and some part of us that is taking. But good leadership will always look more like giving than taking, and more like humility than arrogance. Good leaders put the cause and the people and the nation above themselves. That doesn't mean that they shouldn't be the leader. At the end of the episode, Moses and Aaron remain in their places. It just means that the measure must be what is best for the people. The qualities personified here by Moses and Korach are relevant not just between now and November 5th, because the phenomenon we are experiencing through this presidential election is only a manifestation of a dynamic at least 50 years in the making, really 248, even more, many more years in the making. People are seduced by authoritarianism when they're afraid. When they're afraid of change, when they're afraid of losing what they've known, economic globalization and dislocation, a technological revolution in the way we live, as in life moving online and toward AI, secularization, migration, white people becoming a minority in this country, new gender roles and family structures, climate change. It's a lot. No matter what happens in the next few months, this impulse toward authoritarianism will be here for the rest of our lives, because these changes will be here for the rest of our lives and will only accelerate. So in addition to doing everything we can in the short term to support democracy, as citizens and residents of this country, we all could benefit from the qualities displayed here by Moses, by metaphorically falling on our faces, not thinking we have all the answers, humbling ourselves, listening deeply, looking for places of connection that bridge divides, even as we continue to stay clear in our principles and our values of fundamental equality and universal human dignity. And all along the way, every one of us can ask ourselves, am I giving more than I am taking? Because in a highly resource imbalanced world, that might be the most important question of all. Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 144 with Chatzi Kaddish. Please rise. You may be seated.
Ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, mavdil ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai tzevaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chaleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. Ahavat olam, et Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, utanu limadeta. בכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר מוחים את צווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך ובתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 158, Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha, Elim Adonai. Mi Chamocha, Nedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Oseh. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
On page 160, we come to Hashkivenu. This is our prayer for protection, in which we think about everyone who is vulnerable. And we continue this many months later to be thinking about the hostages who remain in captivity, and thinking about Gazans who continue to face bombardment and homelessness and starvation. We think about the Israelis who are displaced from the north, who don't have any kind of way back home for the foreseeable future. We think about Palestinians in the West Bank who are facing settler violence on an ongoing basis. And we think about anyone, anywhere. Israelis? Yes, I was just saying that. And we think about Israelis and Palestinians who are in need of shelter and in need of protection, in need of safety, and in need of a way to go home and rebuild and have peace and have a future. And so we turn to Hashkivenu and pray together for all vulnerable people who need shelter, who need safety, who need life, who need hope. After that, we'll turn to Mishaberach and have a chance to offer our own personal prayers for people we love who are in need of healing. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, leShalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. page 371. Pray for healing for the people we name now. We pray together. We continue on page 162 with Vishamru, and we'll go from there right into our silent Amidah beginning on page 164. Please rise.
Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם
That nigun that Sierra sang at the beginning and also now is a nigun, a special nigun for the month of Tammuz, where we are now. And we are also, this is the first Shabbat of July, and you know what we do when it's the first Shabbat of a month? We got to come up with smachot. So I got to hear, what are the happy things in your life in the month of July? And you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a few of them, we'll start out by singing, and then we'll take a few, and we'll sing a little more. And what we sing is, Ve'al zeh anu nodeh. For all of this, we are grateful. So you got to think. We're going to sing a little bit, but think, what is joyous in the month of July? It can be, it could be anything. Okay, let's go. What's happening in July? Let's say that again. A friend of yours turned 100 years old in the month of July. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. What else? All right, 3 of 4 grandchildren graduated from elementary and middle school. All right, Mazel tov. What else? Your grandfather turned 98. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. You're about to get married. Mazel tov. When is it? Oh, I wasn't trying to catch you. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. I'll add I have one son who on June 30th, I know it's not July, but June 30th turned 19, and my other son is turning 22 on July 30th. So, yeah. Your cousin just had a baby, Mazel tov. All right. What's that say? You're learning how to figure skate. That's pretty cool. In July, of all times. Mazel tov. Oh, Mark. Grateful for warm weather. We're with you. And longer days. All right. Did anybody read about this? The Earth going around the sun, that we're at the farthest point. Anyway, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Whoa. Wow, your son was offered a full-time job at Disney World. Mazel tov. Your Zeta and his twin sister are turning 91. Mazel tov. It's your birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday. Mazel tov. Did you have one, Jerry? Just you have your hand up, Jerry, or no? No. Oh, we got one over here.
July 28th.
Yeah.
Mark 9 years of sobriety.
All right, 9 years of sobriety. Mazel tov. Kol hakavod.
My father just turned 80.
Your father just turned 80. Mazel tov. Happy birthday. All right, I think we've done it. I think we've done a really good job. Okay, now we're going to sing. Turn to page 586 for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula le'otzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu
Baruch Hu, Ki HaMalchut
may be seated, and it is my pleasure to invite Danielle Noel to come forward on behalf of our Board of Trustees to offer us some greetings and announcements.
Hey, y'all. Shabbat Shalom. It's here, we're fine. Welcome to CBE. Here at CBE, we have members who themselves or whose families come from all around the world, including Argentina, Brazil, Chile, China, Colombia, Egypt, El Salvador, Ethiopia, Ghana, India, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jamaica, Japan, Kenya, Korea, Mexico, Morocco, the Philippines, South Africa, Syria, Thailand, Uruguay, Vietnam, and many more places closer to Brooklyn, such as Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, Montana, Nebraska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Ontario, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Texas, and even Crown Heights. And no matter where we're from, or what we look like, or what we thought we came here to do today, we are here to do something real together. We are in this moment living the Judaism of our time. We do not have one kind of look. We do not have one kind of name. We come from every race and myriad cultures. You may meet a white Ashkenazi or Sephardi Jew, a black Jew, an Asian Jew, a Latino Jew, an Arab Jew, and no matter what we look like, we might know a lot about Judaism or a little. And we include a lot of people who aren't Jewish. We also have a broad range of perspectives. The only thing you can assume, the only thing you should assume, is that every single person you meet at CBE belongs here exactly as much as you do. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to thank our clergy for leading us this evening, Rabbi Rachel Timoner and summer cantorial intern Sierra Fox. I'd also like to thank our staffers in Rose Eilenberg supporting us here in person, as well as Gabby Savransky providing audio and online support. Announcements. CBE's climate team has an urgent ask. Will you join us at Citibank headquarters on Tuesday, July 9th to take action to protect our planet for generations to come? More details can be found in the advisory. Open your emails, read them. Please and thank you. Also, please, starting tomorrow, please join us in the rotunda for Saturday morning services. Downstairs, not upstairs. The entrance will be through the blue awning on Garfield Place. Friday evening services will continue to be here in the chapel. Join us after services for Kiddush. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
We always conclude our time by turning toward memory and pulling close those we love, even if they're not here with us in person. If you are in a period of Shiva in the first week since the death of a loved one, I want to invite you to rise and tell us who you're remembering. And if this is Shloshim for you, if you're in the first 30 days since the death of a loved one, I invite you to rise and tell us who you're remembering. And if this is Shana, if you're in the first year since the death of a loved one, I invite you to rise and tell us who you're remembering. And if this is a yard site for you, if this is the anniversary of a death, I invite you to rise and tell us who you're remembering. We all rise in company with the mourners who are in our midst. As we remember these recent losses in our congregational community. Nate Berger, uncle of Jocelyn Berger. Helen Lansner-Wool, mother of David Lansner and mother-in-law of Carolyn Kubitschek. Arlette Jassel Goldstein, mother of Katie Goldstein, mother-in-law of Mark Sternberg and grandmother of Harrison, Leo, and Miles. Eleanor Fuchs, mother of Catherine Eban and mother-in-law of Ken Levinson and grandmother of Amelia and Isabel. And these yard sites, Annie Adler, Michael Baer, Sidney Baker, Rose Barkin, Hattie Baum, Ruth Bender, Shirley Bleiberg, Belle Brownstein, Mortimer Brenner, Samuel Brockman, Evelyn Clement, Joseph Duffy, Michael Ellman, Harriet Fabland, Sari Fisher, Eric Frank, Herman Dave Fried, Rebecca Gilson, Bruce Ginsburg, Helen Goodman, Jacob Green, Hannah Grinker, Bill Grinker, Lola Handelsman, Harry Jaffa, Henrietta Kahn, Mildred Kleinhandler, Maximilian Corner, Jessica Couric, Frederick Leff, Tracy Longman, Harry Marsh, Louis Newman, Max Rosen, Earl Sandroff, Ralph Schellenberg, William Schur, Margarita Stasi, Jean Thomasis, Mark Vogel, David Wallach, Matilda Weil, Gus Weil, Bertha Weil, Aaron Wallach, Joseph Zimmerman. Holding them all together, we see Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be an everlasting blessing. As we turn to the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei Kudesha bricho, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim alinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom alinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, Amen. May the Maker of peace make peace for all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved. We say together, Amen.
With the singing of America the Beautiful. It can be found on page 681 in your Siddur. And we will be singing the first and the last verses. Page 681. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed their grace on thee, and crown thy good with peoplehood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the eaves, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed God's grace on thee, and crown thy good with peoplehood from sea to shining sea.
Shabbat Shalom. We'll meet in the lobby for Kiddush. Shabbat Shalom.
That was beautiful. You have a great voice.
Continue with Shalom Aleichem.